Hey David and Robbie, I know it's been a while since we uploaded a video to this channel, but I figured, heck, why not? I'll do one, so I'll get it started again with this video. So first let me give you an update on me. I got my phone fixed, finally, so after a couple days of not having a phone, now I have a phone. All I had to do was get the SIM card fixed. So that's great. Anyway, let's get to the topic of this video, which is a concept that I've been toying with for a while now. And this concept is what I call societal inflation. Now, that term may seem intimidating, but really it's a simple concept. Basically, societal inflation is the idea that, like monetary currency, societal values have inflated over time. Now, to explain that a bit further, in monetary terms, inflation is when the value of the currency goes down, and a currency denomination that was once worth this much is now worth this much. Now, this concept can also apply to societal values. Examples of societal inflation can usually take the form Y is the new X, where X is the old societal value, and Y is the new value that is taken to be worth what the old value was worth before. Let me start with an easy one, just so that you can get the hang of it and understand it. I recently read an article online that made a case for the master's degree becoming the new bachelor's degree. Basically what this means is that obtaining a bachelor's degree is perceived as being worth less than it used to be, which means that in order to get a job that at one time only required a bachelor's, you're probably going to have to get a master's now. Now, I think that this progression is understandable since more and more people are getting college educations, and the job market is becoming increasingly competitive, especially with the recent economic dysfunction. However, it is also very scary to me. The master's degree becoming the new equivalent of the bachelor's degree basically means that I, the student trying to gain access to the workforce, am basically told that if I don't pay the extra money and get a master's degree, I can bet that I won't have any kind of high-paying job anytime soon. Now, that's not to say that it isn't worth it, but what it does say is that the less financially stable citizens will have an even harder time trying to get into the workforce, while those who do have money will be more likely to be able to pay their way through school and to the top of a company. Add that idea to the current state of the economy, the current unemployment rate, and the current poverty rate, and to me, it seems like a recipe for even more trouble. The second example of societal inflation that I have found is this. Sex is the new love. Now, I know there are very many happy couples out there who have very strong, loving relationships that aren't based solely on sex, and I applaud and greatly respect those couples. But our society, and especially the media, is constantly telling us that we need to be thinking about sex all the time. And it's gotten to the point where so many of us believe that if we haven't had sex with a person and tried them on for size before we get married, we can't know if we really love them. I seem to recall that there was a time a long time ago when this mindset was not nearly as prevalent. The idea that sex is equal to love is so over-propagandized in our society that many of us don't even know any better. But before I digress into a rant about morals and true love, let me just say that this is one of the saddest examples of societal inflation that I have seen. It also leads me to the third and final example that I'm going to talk about, and that is that non-traditional families, being either single-parent families, unwed couples with children, or divorced parents, are exponentially more prevalent today than ever before. Now, I don't mean to say that these other types of family structures are bad, per se, but I'm saying that as a society, we're coming to accept these non-traditional family structures as normal. This is a radical departure from the societal standards of decades ago, when the nuclear family was by far the most prevalent type of family. But even that isn't what the problem is. The problem isn't that there are more or less of any one type of family, it's that the nuclear family is being devalued, and people don't necessarily see it for all it's worth. Studies have shown that growing up in a nuclear household is the best thing for a child's psychological development. Yet so many people have children out of wedlock or force their children to deal with divorce. Now, this idea ties in with my previous idea, because if people would just wait to get married before having sex, less children would be born out of wedlock, teenage pregnancy rates would go down, divorce rates would go down, and the nuclear family would once again thrive. But too many people just fail to see the value in that. Anyway, I'll stop there before I get too emotionally wrapped up. So now my question to you is, what do you think of that? Do you think this concept of societal inflation is evident in today's society? And if so, do you think it is a problem? David, Robbie, looking forward to hearing from you.